Hello everybody, this is Refresh and I am here to present to you Mayday Games' premium Euro size card sleeves. These are available for $2.50 per pack of 50, so that makes each sleeve exactly 5 cents, not counting shipping and tax depending on where you're living. Let's take a look at what's inside. Seems to be a little challenging to get the sleeves outside of the plastic baggie that they're sold in. Here we go. The packaging material claims that they are 125% thicker than what I presume to be the standard card sleeves, which we originally measured at about 40 microns. If it's 125% thicker than the standard card sleeves, and the standard card sleeves are 40 microns, that means that the premium sleeves should be 90 microns thick. Okay, let's see how big these sleeves are. So it is just under 61 millimeters wide and about 95 millimeters tall. Let's see how the sleeve fits. I will take one copper and sleeve it up. Okay, so as you can see, this is actually a very snug fit for this Dominion card. I'm having to forcibly push it in to try to get it into the sleeve, and there's a lot of resistance. I mean a lot of resistance. I don't even know if I can get this in all the way. Okay, with a lot of effort I managed to force it in. But as you can see, the sleeve actually puts a bend in the card, which is actually not a good thing. There's a space here where the card is bent, and that means that I feel like even as a single sleeve, although it feels very rigid and tough, the sleeve itself is not a terribly good fit. As you can see, the sleeve is clear on both sides, and it's glossy on both sides, and there's no specific texture to be seen. I'm not really feeling the fact that the sleeve is a little bit small for the card, and it is hard to put the card in the sleeve, and it appears to be very hard to take the card out of the sleeve as well. In fact, one might say that it is incredibly hard to take the card out of the sleeve. Alright, what I have here is 45 coppers from Dominion, as usual, and I will be timing how long it takes to sleeve up these premium Mayday Euro size card sleeves. Ready, set, go. Oh, I can tell that there's going to be a pain to get out of the sleeve once I get it in. This may take a while. The sleeves are also a little bit sticky. This one goes in not a whole lot easier. Oh, nearly bent that card trying to get it in the sleeve, which is not what you want to see from sleeves. Okay, these are supposed to be for Euro size cards, but they seem a little bit on the small sized. Like, very small. It's a very tight fit. In fact, it's too tight of a fit. Okay, please be aware that I'm doing this just for you, because if I had bought these sleeves for myself, I probably would have given up by now. But we need numbers for data. So I will just keep going. Oh wow, that's gonna require some serious bending. Apologies, oh my goodness. Apologies, Dominion card. This is very bad for you, I can see. We just got there. It took about 10 minutes and 20 seconds, and we have exactly 5 sleeves left, so there are actually 50 sleeves in here. But as you can see, the sleeving process took a very long time because a lot of the sleeves didn't and still don't actually quite fit. A number of the sleeves ended up having to bend the cards to put them in, which is not a good look at all. And I'm kind of upset at these sleeves, to be honest, for making me bend my cards like that, just to be able to slip them in. One might even mistake these for standard USA or American sized card sleeves, except for the fact that they have the right height, more or less, for Euro size card sleeves. So, looking at these sleeves, once they're all sleeved up, you can see that they're not uniform. Some are significantly smaller than others. Well, at least in height they're right, but in width they actually vary quite differently, and you can see the accordion effect it has on the cards as a result. So I'm very unhappy with the uniformity of the sleeves, not even in just how well they slide in, which is pretty challenging. Even on the ones that are somewhat normal, like, it's still a pretty tight fit. I had to really work my fingers in to get them all sleeved up. Okay, now that I have successfully sleeved these cards in these ghastly sleeves, I'm going to see how long it takes me to shuffle this 100 times. Whoa. I do not get a good feeling about this. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Here we go. It took 3 minutes and 25 seconds to shuffle these 100 times. I think the biggest problem with shuffling is actually because the cards are not fitting very well. Because they accordion out so much, I can't actually hold them very well, and they bounce off of each other, which makes it really hard to keep them all in my hand as I shuffle. And this is just 45 cards. Imagine if you had like 100 of these cards sleeved together. It would be very challenging. The other thing is, I mean, they slide very well against each other, much better than, say, the standard soft sleeves. And so there is the potential for easy shuffling, but it's really marred by the fact that these sleeves are just so ill-fitting that they kind of want to jump out of your hand as you shuffle. But even if it weren't for that, there is a bit of a resistance in the sleeves sliding against each other, just enough that I don't feel like it's like a buttery smooth shuffle. So overall I would say that the shuffle is quite terrible, specifically because the sleeves don't fit the cards very well. Next up, I'm going to be doing the shake test. Already this looks really bad because this deck is barely standing, just on its own. So I'm going to give it a 2-second shake like I do every deck, and we'll see if it holds together. Ready? No. As you can see, the whole deck came down. Alright, next up is the draw test. I'm going to be drawing 3 cards off the top. We'll see how well these sleeves handle that. Ready? Very clearly, badly. The whole thing came down as I drew the first card off, and even when I put a card on, the whole thing falls down. So that would be a fail. Overall, I'm going to say this. These are probably not the sleeves for you. I mean, they're nice and slick, and they have a good thickness to them. They haven't actually taken a considerable amount of damage, even though I've shuffled them 100 times. Aside from the damage on the sleeves, that was just because I had to really work to force these cards in, and sometimes that ended up pushing on the plastic in order to do so. But as you can see, they don't fit. Like, it's a really big problem when some of your cards are bent like this in order to fit it in the sleeve, and then your cards end up bent. That ends up making it have a very awkward shape in your deck. It makes it harder to shuffle, like, because your cards don't want to stay put. It makes it hard to like stack them in a deck because the shape of the card is very, well, it's not flat, and so it accordions out. Even if you push it together, it just kind of springs up, and then being sprung up, like, and as slick as it is, it barely holds together. Like, you need to like hope that it just makes a deck, and it really doesn't. So these sleeves are actually bad for your cards because they bend your cards. They will damage your cards over time. They'll put bends in them. You may even damage your cards just like I did, putting the card in the sleeve, because sometimes I'll bend as you try to force it in there. Sometimes the sleeves actually get close to fitting right there, but there aren't many. Like, this is one of the few that actually kind of sort of fit, but a lot of these do not fit at all, and you just end up with terribly bent cards in sleeves. So I can't even come close to endorsing these sleeves. I don't recommend Mayday's premium sleeves, which is ironic that they're the premium card sleeves for your size cards. But yeah, they're not going to work. Like, this is not a deck of cards that you want to work with. This doesn't hold in a deck. It doesn't shuffle. You can barely pick them up without things exploding, and it's going to damage your cards. This is a mess. I can't endorse these. I understand that this may just be one bad batch of sleeves, but I mean, I bought this directly from Mayday Games, from their website, so they sent me these, and the fact that there was no quality control, like, check to make sure that, you know, a batch of sleeves doesn't have these terribly fitting sleeves, it's really upsetting. And it makes me think very poorly about the company that is producing these sleeves. Like, I don't even know if I can ever to get this card out of the sleeve without damaging it. And even then, it looks like the bend is going to be in there for a while until I flatten it with a book or something. So, do you want to risk it? Maybe you do. Maybe you want to spend the $2.50. And I know that Mayday probably will replace the sleeves if you send them back to them. But is that something that you want to risk? I don't know. I would say the premium card sleeves are just pass. Like, if you need cheap sleeves, standards are fine. But these premium sleeves, they're really not good. Look, if you have any experience with these Mayday premium card sleeves, please click on the link in my description box below so that you can let us know whether you've had a good experience or whether your experience was like mine and these are terribly inconsistent in their size. Thanks very much for watching. I really hope this was helpful. Please like the video if it was helpful. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more card sleeve reviews amongst other various gaming videos. And thanks very much for watching. This is Refresh. Until next time.